Good morning, ladies, and happy Facebook Live Friday. Whoop, whoop. I love joining you on the end of a long and productive and exciting week. Ladies, my name is Heather Petherick, and I am the soul and sass behind our private Facebook group for female business leaders of style, wit, and substance. Hey, Jenny, thanks for being here. Ladies, as you are piling on, if you are joining live, type live in the comments. If you are watching this as a replay later in the day, type in replay. I love seeing how and when people show up, and it's interesting to me. The proportion and the difference between how many of you are able to catch the live and how many of you are able to catch the replay. Woo! Thanks, Jenny. So I want to cut right to it. Today we are talking about something that I see get a lot of business women get tripped up, myself included. All about being real and candid here, ladies. And it is this. And I've only become conscious to this probably in the last 2 years of running my business as a success coach for women business leaders around the globe. And it is this counterintuitive but genius business strategy between caring an awful lot and not giving a shit at the same time. Counterintuitive. I'm going to say that again. This counterintuitive chocolate bunny for breakfast? Woo! That is a holiday, Jen. Awesome. So this counterintuitive business strategy between caring a great deal about what's going on with your clients, in your bank account, the business action that you are taking, but at the very same time, being hands-off, being not really giving a shit about the outcomes, trusting that it's going to work out. So why am I sharing this with you? Well, because I see two of the really big wins for my clients when I work with established female business leaders, whether they are entrepreneurs or whether they are on the corporate side. Two of the biggest wins, hands down, for my clients is how I help them with mindset and also it was mindset and Jen, you got me thinking about chocolate bunnies now. Mindset and speed of implementation, of trusting that the results are going to be there and really understanding what do we control and what do we not control. So that's why I wanted to queue up this topic today in this Facebook Live. It's about how can you develop that counterintuitive muscle, that business strategy of caring a great deal about what you're doing and creating for your clients, but also being hands-off and trusting that the results are going to be there. Okay? So first off, I would love to know, for those of you who are here live or replay, a couple of questions for you. Hey, Brandy, love to see you here. And Pardeep, woo, great ladies in the house today. Couple of questions for you, beautiful ladies, is number one, have you ever been accused of being a control freak? Post a 1 in the comments if you have ever been accused, either by yourself or someone who loves you, of being a control freak. Post a 1. Second question for you, ladies. Yeah, number 1's coming in. Second question. Do you yourself, are you used to, or do you carry this reputation, this sort of badge of honor of being a woman who makes shit happen, who dives in, gets it done, organizes things, and makes great things happen? Do you wear that badge of honor, that reputation? Number 1, Brandy says, I think just by myself. Right, it could be a personal admission, or it could be one that's been publicly recognized. Are you a control freak? Number 1. And number 2, do you pride yourself on being a woman who takes a lot of action, maybe takes responsibility, takes control for things, and makes things happen? That's a number 2 if you relate to that. Yep, I see a lot of 2s happening. Cool. Well, interestingly enough, either of those two, brands or reputations or characteristics, while they can benefit us in our business because we don't take no for an answer, we figure stuff out, we take on big goals and we figure it out as we go, while that can be a superpower on one hand, it can also really drain our bucket. It can lead us to places of overwhelm and depletion really quickly. And that's why I wanted to raise today's Facebook Live issue, is balancing that desire to control and create fantastic outcomes, which is what has contributed to a lot of your success, right? Post a 3 if you recognize that. And also balancing that with knowing what is not yours to take on, what is not your responsibility, and what, my dear, is actually outside of your healthy control. Okay, that's what we're talking about today. Balancing what is yours, what is in your camp. Yeah, Brandy, you know that. Number 3, what is truly up to you and what is not up to you. Okay, and a smart businesswoman is going to always be looking for that level of discernment, right? The more masterful we become in our business, in our career, the more attuned we are to where that line needs to be drawn between caring a great deal and not giving a shit, okay? That's what we're talking about today. Now, the cost of caring too much in our business could also be in our personal relationships with our kids or our spouse or our friends. The cost of caring too much is, as I said, we take on responsibility that is not ours, and we become overextended, stretch too far, like stretch Armstrong. We talked about that, I think, in a recent conversation this week. Getting stretched too thin, taking on responsibility that is not ours to take on. And this also relates to, and I see this a lot for business women. Hey, Tanya, you're here as well. Ooh, high caliber ladies in the house today. Mwah, love you all being here. Another cost of this, it relates to that tendency, like that control freakish tendency, where we, I'm looking down at my notes here. I've got a million little ideas bubbling up. It comes to, there's a great emotional cost when we take on more than is ours to control, because it gets to the heart of, or it relates to that people-pleasing and perfectionist tendency that many of us have, where we hinge our confidence, our self-confidence, our self-perception, and our self-worth on outcomes. Hey, yeah, and Sarah, you're here as well. Post a 4 if that relates to you. Do you at some level still know and recognize that maybe you're hinging a little bit too much of your self-worth and confidence on the outcomes that you create, either in personal relationships, health, or business? Do you at some level still hinge your self-worth, post a 4 if you do, on your outcomes? Yeah? Yeah, 4s in the house. And Jen's jumping ahead with the number 5. That's awesome. Sweet. Yeah, 4. Cool. Okay, ladies. So that is the cost of caring too much, of controlling too many variables in our business and in our life, is that we ride this emotional roller coaster, right? Here's a number 5 for you. If you feel or can see in your life that you have ever, a new opportunity comes down the pipe, and you are like, or a new project you have dreamed up, and you're like, wow, this is going to make a big difference in my career or business. And what do? We start doing, right? We create these complicated plans and these genius ideas, and we implement up the wazoo, right? We are working day and night to implement, create, and achieve results. And that's a huge amount of effort. And we effort up this long hill, right? It's like the roller coaster is climbing and it's super effortful. And at some point, either we start to see results or maybe we're not. And we start to reach this peak of effort expending energy, and we start to decline, right? So there's this this incredible intensity of outpouring of energy and creativity and inspiration and hope and effort. And then at some point that inevitably has to decline. And when we start riding the downward roller coaster ride, where we lose confidence, we think the world is against us, this isn't possible, it's not meant to be. And then it can take us days, weeks, heck, even months to come back from and recover from that roller coaster. Post a 5 if you have ever lived this scenario, if this has ever played out in your business, this roller coaster. And this roller coaster comes because we have not trained this muscle to discern carefully enough between where we need to care a great deal and where we need to let go and, as I say, not give a shit, right? Pardon my language. But I am very passionate about this, ladies. So here we go. What do I mean? And ladies, as you are here, you know, whether you are here on the replay or live, post your comments and questions as I am delivering this content so that I can sift and sort, dodge and weave with you in this Facebook Live and support you at a high level, okay? Don't worry about interrupting me. I am cool with that. I want this to be an interactive space. So, how do we do this? How do we discern between what is ours to control or really care about and what is ours to let go of in business or relationships? So I'm going to paint you a couple of different scenarios here, okay? So that you can begin to see what this looks like, smells like, and feels like. So, personal example. Earlier this year, I had a big goal of filling a high-level, 9-month coaching, private coaching and mastermind program known as the Unshakable Business Leaders. Many of you are very familiar with that. Big goal. It created a new high watermark in my business. And I had to be successful in filling that program in a very compressed timeline. It was less than 90 days. In fact, I think it was only about 45 days. In order to be successful in that, this is what I had to get really good at. I had to discern with like surgical precision what was mine to control and what was out of my control. Where did I have to let go and not give two shits? Here it was. Number one, I had to learn what activities did I control. So for those of you who are an independent business professional, you're an entrepreneur, or maybe you've got a, you're online or you've got a brick and mortar type business, sales is the lifeblood of your business, as it is for mine. And so as garbage truck goes by, I had to get really clear on if I was going to be successful, what did I have to focus on? What did I have to care so frigging much about and keep in my crosshairs for that period of time? Hey, Jackie, you are here. Awesome. It's been a long time, Jackie. Okay, so what did I have to learn to be in control of? Well, in the past, what I have done in my sales strategy is, for me, I would hinge my self-worth on how many sales I would actually make, right? I would set a target at the beginning of the month and say, okay, I want to get, 5 new clients sold on a package this month. I want to bring in 5 new clients. And so I would do everything I knew to do. Like I would reach out to women who I knew were in my community. I would book discovery calls. I would, promote myself on social media, all those great marketing activities. I go to networking events, speaking engagements, blah, blah, blah. I would do all of that activity, right? And I would be all up in it. I would care a great deal about those things. But I would also be controlling or trying wrongly to control the outcome of any of those interactions. To me, I was hinging my self-worth on the outcome of any one sales conversation, right? Someone would express an interest in working with me, and I would go into those conversations feeling like I had to have a death grip, that success was only came if they said yes, right? How many of you can relate in your own sales conversations? Post a 6 if you can relate. That you hinge your self-worth on whether or not your leads and prospects say yes to you. Do you do that? Yeah. That is the line. That is going too far into what you control, because here is the truth. Grab a pen, get a piece of paper, you gotta write this down. Here's the truth that I had to learn, and I want you to learn, lovely, is that you do not control the outcome of a sales conversation. Did you know that? Right. And it's like a record screech. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Stop the truck. Really? And it's a bit mind-blowing, isn't it? That for as much energy as we put into crafting a great brand, developing beautiful messaging, attracting people into our business, booking consultations, trying to get people down the funnel in our business. Sometimes we assume that it is all on us and that those sales conversations, the outcomes are all on our shoulders. And then unless someone says yes to us, we're a bag of steaming dog poo, right? That was definitely how I used to feel in the past, because I was trying to control the outcome of those conversations, and it's not up to me. What is up to me in a sales conversation is to show up with a real sense of possibility, a real sense of service, of caring a great deal about who I am talking to in that moment and addressing that prospect's needs, goals, challenges, and desires, caring a lot about that, about them, but not giving two shits whether they say yes or no. Okay? That's the difference. That's an example of where this line is, because that person ultimately has control over whether they say yes or no. It is not up to me. That is their decision. I can only show up from an empowered place, from a place of service and desire to help them, but it is not my decision whether they say yes or no. And when I try to control that outcome, how do I come across? You or I would both come across as needy, pushy, slick, or like high pressure sales. That is not what we want, right? That is not who we are as real, authentic women in business. So there's an example of the line in sales conversations. What you control, your actions up front, versus what you don't control, where you need to let go, which is the ultimate yes or no decision that's on the shoulders of your prospect. There's one example. What do you think? I'm going to go back to some of the comments here. Whoop, whoop. Awesome. Okay, another example where you need to care a great deal and where you need to not give a shit. This happens, ladies, also in our personal lives, right? For those of you who have children, we need to care a great deal about the well-being of our children, of our family members. We need to be there for them. We need to model great behaviors. We need to care about their emotional well-being and their ability to develop confidence. We need to care almost like a life or death level about the people we love. But the line of where we have to let go, where we have to trust, and yes, in a crass way, not give a you-know-what, is we need to trust that we have done the work up front to model the right behaviors, to help develop their confidence, to let them know that they are truly loved and supported. But when, I'm experiencing this with my own kids right now, who are now 12 and 14. My son, who is 14, he's starting to go to parties. He's starting to be, away from home for longer periods of time where I'm not managing and supervising and consulting him on every decision that he takes or every action that he takes. And I am having to learn in those interactions where the line is, that I need to trust that I've done the work up front to instill in him a sense of right and wrong, morality, confidence, and discernment, and trust that he can make appropriate leveled, appropriate decisions at this age. And in some ways, let go, not give a shit. When he goes to a party or he rides his bike to a friend's place and I'm not going to see him, for the next 48 hours, I need to let go of that and stop assuming that I need to control every bit of it. Jen just had this conversation about the kids. Absolutely, right? We need to care a great deal, but also know where the line is, where we let go and trust that we have developed highly functioning, stable, ethical young beings. Where else does this show up? Talked about business, talked about personal relationships. Other examples, ladies. And I'm looking at my notes here. Oh, this comes to me in the moment. This was shared with me. I was talking earlier about, one of my goals was to fill my Unshakable Business Leaders program, which we did successfully. And earlier this week, that group met for our first group mastermind call, which was amazing. It's amazing the caliber of talent and wisdom that we have attracted in that program. And one of our Unshakable Business Leader members shared this nugget of wisdom that I want to pass on to you. And actually, to share with the other viewers, I'm going to ask you to do this, is help me capture this in the comments. So #nugget. This is what one of our members shared with us. She said, "What is for you will not pass by you." #nugget of wisdom. If you could type that in the comments below, that would be awesome. #nugget, what is for you will not pass by you. And I absolutely love that nugget of wisdom because it communicates to the heart of this concept that we need as smart businesswomen to have and develop a level of faith, a level of trust. Know that it is not all on us. And the more that we, control and take on more responsibility than is ours in our business. Thank you, Jen, for writing that down. #nugget. The more that we control outcomes, whether it's conversations in our sales, whether it's controlling the actions and behaviors of team members that we're trying to delegate to, or trying to control the outcomes of marketing campaigns, the more that we control, the more that we pinch off the magic, the serendipity, the ability to manifest results, right? When we think we are all that in a bag of chips, that we have so much control and power that it's all up to us, we pinch off the opportunity for new resources, new ideas, creativity, serendipity to come into our business. It's like we pinch off, we kink the hose and we stop the flow of the rest of the world actually supporting us. If you are a fan of The Secret or abundance mentality, wealth consciousness, mindset, Abraham Hicks, manifesting, law of attraction, all of that kind of stuff. If you are a fan of that philosophy and way of being, this is going to resonate, that there is a certain amount of effort that we need to put into letting go, of allowing, of leaning back and letting some of the magic of the world support to meet us, instead of trying to do our work and the universe's work and everybody else's work and trying to control all those outcomes. So that's really what I wanted to share with you ladies today is, number one, raise in your awareness where the line is for you. Jennifer, stop paddling upstream. Exactly. Unkink the hose, go with the flow, and lean back. It is amazing to me. It is inspiring. The more I practice this in my own business and the more I see this taking place in the lives and businesses of the clients whom I am honored to serve and support, the more trust the more faith I have in caring a great deal and not giving a shit, and using that as a real litmus test in my business, because ladies, it freaking works. Learning that level of discernment and giving ourselves permission to let go, to trust that it is going to work, and knowing what is ours to control and what is not is one of the most transformative skills that any person in business can develop. And I'm all about you becoming unshakable and really knowing where that line is for you. Okay, looking at my notes, that is what I wanted to share with you ladies today. Yes, Tanya, the magic of the world, make space for the magic of the world to meet you. Don't try to control it all. Know that the only thing you can control, thank you for that comment, Tanya, because it reminded me of a point that I want to make before I let you go, which is this. The only thing any of us can control is our own reaction and our own action. We can control what action we take in our marketing. We can control, how we show up in our marketing efforts, or what communications, how we show up in the communications with team members, family members, the activity that only we can do. That's all we control. The response of other people, the decision of others, the abilities for other people to find us, that is not in our control. We cannot death grip and kink the hose of other people. So, number one, conserve your energy on only what you control and hinge your self-worth on simply doing that. If that's all you focus on, if that's all you truly care about, is showing up in a powerful way, being clear in your communications, taking the action that only you can take, then those efforts are going to be supercharged. They are going to be the most inspired and the most powerful. And you allow everyone else to be attracted to that. and you allow others to make empowered decisions for themselves. So there you have it. That is the nugget of wisdom I wanted to share with all of you today on today's Facebook Live Friday, of where you need to care a great deal and where you need to let go and care a lot less. In sales, in relationships with team members, and at home with family as well. Allow the magic of the world to show up for you and lean back and just focus on what is yours to control. So ladies, as I have delivered that nugget of awesomeness for you today, that is definitely on top of mind for me, what comments, what questions do you have with what you are seeing, maybe successes that you have seen employing this counterintuitive business strategy, or challenges and questions that you have about it? I've got a couple of minutes. I'm going to hang out here on Facebook Live and respond to those. What do you think? We've got Jen, Tanya, Pardeep, I know Jackie, you've had to, I'm going to go back to your comment. There were technical difficulties, I couldn't join. We'll try another time. Have a great weekend. Awesome. See you soon. Brandy, if you're here as well. Sarah, love it, ladies. Thanks for hanging out with me on this Facebook Live Friday. Any last comments or questions or nuggets of wisdom? Jen says, what comes to mind is pre-planning. Pre-planning. Give me more, Jen. What exactly do you mean by pre-planning? Controlling it or not controlling it? Give me some more meat to work with there. What comes to mind is pre-planning. Not quite sure. It kind of gives me planning a different perspective on how important. As you're typing, like my cat mug today. It's actually my daughter's. Love it. Coffee always tastes better out of a quirky mug. Yes, the controlling of planning. The controlling of planning. Yeah, what comes up for me, Jen, is that planning is still a crucial component of success, right? We have to plan. But we can't assume that what we've planned what we have planned is the only way something is going to happen. And I'll give you an example of this. This is great. So, for example, in my planning on filling the Unshakable Business Leaders program, one of my planning activities, like it would be for any, goal or sales goal that I have, is I will sit down and I will make a list of people in this community or in offline business communities that I know of, people that I know that I think that my program or package is a solution or is right for, right? I'll literally make a list of people that I think, I think what I have to offer is going to meet their needs and goals, right? That's part of my planning. Part of that is also to find a way to reach out to those people so that I can, discern, is it truly right for them? But where I draw the line, I'm all up about reaching out to those people, letting them know what the opportunity is, really caring about discerning if it's right for them. But where I totally have gotten to is not controlling, not in a way caring what the outcome of that conversation and activity is. I hinge my value, my self-worth, my success on, did I reach out? Did I communicate clearly? Did I put in the effort to take the action that only I can take? But I do not hinge my self-worth on, did they decide to buy? Or are they a raving fan? That's not in my control. So that is the line. And here's the thing. When I do what is mine to do, reaching out to those people, communicating clearly and passionately, making a case for why it might be right for them, and I don't care whether they say yes or no, what happens is there's this magical thing of, even though I have a list of people I think it might be right for, when I don't care whether they say yes or no, at least as many, if not more people that I had no idea, didn't even know, will magically show up, will find their way into my business, and they will say yes. But if I hadn't leaned back and left space for that, if I had death grip that, oh my God, it's these women that need to buy, it's absolutely right for them and they must say yes or I'm a loser. If I had done that, there would be no space for the magic of the world, as Tanya says, to come in, to bring, attract, and have those other women that I could not have known existed, there would be no space for them to show up. Does that make sense? I hope so. Cool, right? The end goal of the plan will work out, but don't plan on how exactly. The how is not your job. Our job is to take action, to be inspired, and to show up every day. But how it's actually going to pan out is it's not in our control. Okay, cool. All right, the counterintuitive business strategy between caring a great deal and not giving a shit and knowing where the line is. Love that you ladies have shown up today and taken time out of your busy day to be a part of our community. Love, love, love each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. You make this community what it is, which is a high caliber, high powered, but low ego and totally authentic place to hang out on your journey to success. So thank you for being here. Love it. Again, if you're here on the replay, post your comments and questions. I always come back and watch the feed throughout the day to continue to support you. I am here every Friday serving up fresh doses of wisdom, tactics, tips, strategies, and how-tos to support you as a female business leader, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're on the corporate side. What is personal is universal to us all. Tenny says, totally. Sometimes what we think is best isn't even a quarter of how amazing it will be. Absolutely. Love it. Love you ladies. Thanks for being here. Have a fantastic Friday. Take care.